This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick. What's going on?
Oh, I'm good, John. It's like I said, just about this great documentary I saw about the state of the internet and how to interact with these people.
Oh, yeah, you don't say?
Yeah, so everyone should go out and see Wreck-It Ralph too.
There you
Absolutely.
go. Haha, Wreck-It Ralph too. Awesome. All right, well, that's cool. What do you have on tap for us tonight in the comic book world?
Okay, well, it's looking at my it's to read list. I notice I've got three volumes of works by Jeff Lemire. It's who he's been incredibly prolific with Marvel and DC over the last several years, working writing titles such as Justice League Dark. And wait, was it Justice League Dark or was it Justice League Unlimited? Or the Justice League Canada series that he did. Oh well, it's that they were run on Animal Man. He wrote he wrote a well-respected run on Green Arrow, and then jumped over to Marvel to write runs on on Extraordinary X-Men and Moon Knight and Old Man Logan, which I also talked about. And I generally enjoyed, but Lemire seems like the kind of guy who tends to save his best stuff for his creator-owned works. Yeah, at least that's kind of what I believed. After reading Sweet Tooth, which did a an entertaining post-apocalyptic spin on the idea of it's the old gruff badass protecting a young wide-eyed and innocent kid. Generally I did enjoy that series, both from Lemire's writing and his art, which is an acquired taste, but also his interesting layouts, as far as which he found a way to depict the action in an interesting almost experimental way. But hey, I've got his this latest batch of comics I picked up had 3 volumes of his work, from concluding volumes to Descender, Royal City, and the first volume of Gideon Falls. Now, and I wanted to talk about them all here. And that being said, if you're thinking that, hey, I've been writing about Descender for a while, which is this story about this android boy, Tim 21, who who finds himself at the focus of this war between humans and androids, and you're wondering, well, wait, Jason, why aren't you talking about this in its own podcast? I mean, don't you usually save a specific podcast for big concluding series that you've been following? And yes, I do. Is Descender one of those? No, it is not. Descender is has been interesting up to a point, but it's also been one that's really been following formula for all of its main characters, from the wide-eyed innocence of Tim 21 to to the cynical to the cynicism of his human brother Andy, to Andy's girlfriend, the Machine Queen, who has who's been trying to who's a human who's been trying to become a machine person, to to Driller, who is the gruff angry robot, who actually has kind of an interesting arc as someone who proclaims to be a real killer when you meet him, but then you find out, hey, he really is a killer. And also the Genetians, who are basically, for as far as this series is concerned, are evil Klingons. Or Dr. Kuan, who this is a guy who helped create Tim 21 after stealing code from an ancient android and setting the plot of the series into motion. There's a lot of off the shelf stuff that's been pulled in order to make Descender into a full-fledged ongoing series. Does the final volume really give us anything interesting to follow up on? No. Well, okay. Now, the 6 issues. This is a 6 issue collection, and the first 2 issues basically basically like tell us about the this one like scientist from the planet of Ostracon, who eventually pulled into a it's like an encounter with the Descenders, who are basically the oldest life form in the galaxy, oldest inorganic machine life form in the galaxy. And even though the Doctor learns all he can from them, and he goes on to create a machine life on his own. Well, here's the thing, it's like the Sender started off with like machines with machines like initiating a large attack against organic life for unspecified reasons. What we find out here is that the reason that the Descenders, like the originators of inorganic machine life, the reason they tried, like they fought, it's like the reason they it's like they are like they have this beef with organic life is because like this Doctor, like when he created like his own form of like machine life, he said that, hey, I'm going to use this like knowledge I got from the Descenders to create my own these own robots that are going to serve me and my people. Well, no, that's not what the Descenders wanted. They wanted people to create machine life that would be like equal to them. And well, once this machine life communicates with the Descenders that, hey, I've been created to be a slave, the Descenders go, oh, that's no good, man. Like we're gonna show up and like tell like organic life what's up. So there you go. And basically the real thrust of the final volume is is basically the Descenders finally getting in contact with Tim 21 and this other organic creation from this opening arc, to like basically, hey, you know what, organic life hasn't learned. We're gonna have to just go and just like decimate them in order to like show them what's up. Well, this is as far as final arcs go, Descenders is only interesting if you look at it from the fact of like people who like everyone is trying to like do the right thing, but in doing that, it's like they it's like hey, it's like, oh, I'm gonna let you go like because I believe in what you're doing, but in doing that, it ultimately dooms the entire the entire sector of organic life. Or maybe it was doomed beforehand because the Nishians, remember those evil Klingons, have their own agenda as well. But it doesn't play out as particularly compelling because like these guys, like they're just doing they're playing like this, they're adhering to conventional morality. They're doing like all the good stuff that you'd expect, and it doesn't change anything. Oh, and also, hey, did I mention that magic exists in this world? Yeah, it does. And as a result of the Descenders' actions at the end in the final issue, hey, magic now becomes like one of the dominant forces in the universe. Hey, there's that. And it's like, do I fucking care? No, I don't. It's like by the end of the volume where it's like organic life has been decimated, and we've got a new protagonist to follow because hey, turns out this final volume of Descender isn't the end of the story. Now we're going for, wait for it, Ascender. It's like, which follows this one girl as she tries to find out what happens to Tim 21. It's like and the other Descenders as well. Am I going to follow this? No. It's like, well, okay, I'll be honest. If I'm going to follow this, I'm going to wait until it's on sale at Comixology so I can just pay as little as possible for it. And because, it's like I said, with Lemire's writing is solid, is conventional, but it's also, it's just like borrows more from all off the shelf stuff than anything else. It's like there's not really anything like really surprising like in the series that like compels me like to pick up like Ascender in print form as it's like as it is, and also the art from Justin Nguyen. I mean, the guy's done some great work with Batman over the years, and that's what he's best known for. But his painted work on the series, I just haven't, like it's like been as invested in. It just feels it lacks the detail and substance of of his regular pencil work. So there you go. But hey, it's like that's Lemire working with another artist, and now he's got working with himself in Royal City. Now this is a series that I talked about back when Lemire was finishing up Old Man Logan, and this had a great hook to it, in the sense that it was about a family in a small dying industrial town that was still haunted by the death of its youngest son. It's like where the mother, but it also had a good hook to it, in the sense that every member of the family had their own vision of this character. It's like of Tommy Pike. Like the mother thought of him, it's like as the man of the cloth that she hoped he would grow up to be. The daughter, I envisioned him as the young kid that she would always babysit. The ne'er-do-well son, like envisioned him as the man of the same age who would get into trouble with him whenever and wherever. It's like, and the prodigal son, had him envisioned as a voice who, like, hey, you stole my ideas in order to make your book. So how are you gonna make this right? Yeah. So the first volume had lots of promise. It's like in showing us this really interesting take on how people cope with grief, and it's like how people cope with grief and the death of a younger sibling. Volume 2 flashed back to show us to illuminate just what Tommy Pike was like in real life, and while I kind of appreciate specific answers, it honestly illuminated a lot of the mystery it dispelled, kind of also destroyed a lot of mystique that I felt that first volume had. It's like okay, now we know what life is like for these characters. It's like, and now this phantom version of Tommy that they had. It's kind of less interesting as a result. Now, volume 4 does kind of get back to what I liked about the first volume, in the sense that it shows these phantom versions of Tommy. It's influencing these characters as they in their current lives, including his daughter, who he actually had with Richie's girlfriend. After they did it one time, as we found out in the in volume 2. And I kind of just how that turned, and how when the daughter comes over to the prodigal son to tell him that hey, I'm your niece, and it's like, oh, okay, that's kind of crazy. So on one hand, the volume 4 does kind of have get back to what I liked about the first volume, but it's also an ending. It's it does have a we gotta wrap this up now itis of some series. I feel that it's maybe that well, the way that Lemire paints the ending, it's it is nice. I like seeing all these versions of Tommy go down into the river, and it adds a nice sense of closure to it. But I get the feeling that maybe there was more to the story here It's like that, if the series had been, I guess, it's sold more, it's like that we probably would have gotten, like more to it. It's like in the end, like it wouldn't have been just, hey, it's like this is it. These final four issues are like, kind of wrap up the story, and there you go. It's like, and also like, Lemire's art is certainly an acquired taste. I mean, it's not really conventionally pretty by any means, but it's certainly expressive. It's like it's kind of like the embodiment of Vertigo art, as far as I feel. It's like it's not art that has to be pretty, but it has to be expressive. It has to show you what the characters feel. It's like and it's like and what it's like and what their and like what their actions mean. It's like more than it's like is it like splashy and flashy like comic art. So I don't know. It's like the final volume. It's like it definitely has its moments, like especially the bits where Richie, the ne'er do well, a member of the Pike clan, like has to deal with like his version of Tommy, who is kind of like like kind of voicing all of his worst ideas, and that's pretty interesting. But at the end, it kind of like you get the feeling that we're like rather than like like give us a bad end, decided to give us more of a good end for everyone involved, whether or not they deserved it. So there you go. It's conventional, but it's fine. So I know it's like I said, it's all right. I definitely enjoyed this more than Descender, but if only because I was more invested in these characters than in that series. So that being said, so they get two series that it's like had fair to middling ending. So what about this next series? What about Gideon Falls? Which I saw Lemire talk about this in person at Comic-Con. It's like this year, and he mentioned that it was basically his kind of homage to like the Twin Peaks kind of surreality that that take kind of like a small town kind of supernatural craziness that he kind of specializes in. In fact, it's like this, and I will say that like despite what I experienced with Royal City and Descender, Gideon Falls is actually within Lemire's milieu of small town. It's like weirdness. It's like that. That's actually I actually do kind of feel like giving this the benefit of the doubt, despite like Royal City and Descender not quite wowing me, because like it involves like it's like a priest. It's like Father Wilfred. It's like who is like sent to a town even though he's got like a history of like bad times with the drink, and this other towns like priest Father Tom. Well, he disappeared under mysterious circumstances, but that's not the only story here, because there's also a guy named Norton who's who's living in a big urban metropolis, who's like digging through the trash. It's like and like trying to research this history of this thing called the Black Barn, like a mysterious like entity that's apparently that is that has haunted his dreams for a while, and he's dealing with his with the warnings of his doctor. It's like let's see, what's it, Dr. Shu? Yes, I believe it was Dr. Shu, and it's like, and he's trying to convince her that he's not crazy and all. And then the story kind of keeps shifting between Father Wilfred and Norton's like experiences with this thing, because like Norton, like at the end of the first issue, finds out that this woman with a it's like with a claw for an arm. It's like, well, she's dead, and he finds this only because like Father Tom appeared before him and led him out to this field where this woman was impaled on her own on her artificial arm. Yeah, it's as bloody and disturbing as you'd expect, and things only get crazier when you find out that not only does Dr. Shu like start seeing like images of the Black Barn before her, but someone's also like targeting Norton and his like quote unquote research as in like he's rifling through the trash in this metropolis. It's like his it's his research into the Black Barn. It's one of those interesting situations where, hey, it's like you're not paranoid if they're it's like you're not paranoid if they're actually after you. It's like it's like and Father Wilfred also has to deal with the it's like the craziness of it's like finding out what's going on in this small town even after he's like suspected of murder. It's like, and then finds out about the history of the Black Barn in his town and the members of the Plowmen who who apparently are like dedicated to fighting the menace of this barn. Now it's like Lemire has a good handle on on these on small town life and how everyone knows everyone else. It's like and the paranoid schizophrenia that Norton storyline delves into. It feels pretty compelling as well. But what really holds this stuff together is the art from Andrea Sorrentino. Now, Sorrentino has worked with Lemire both on the Outsiders arc of Green Arrow and on Old Man Logan as well. So these guys have a pretty good rapport together, and Sorrentino is really good at just depicting the mundane aspects of small town life, and really nailing the surreality of the Black Barn aspects. Once when the story requires the art to be really crazy, Sorrentino is there. It's like he is his work is really beautiful here. And it's just fun to see how he'll just go, how he'll just go crazy as the story demands. It's from a spread of from the opening scenes where where Norton is rifling through garbage. And showing him from from really weird upside down or fish angle lenses. Or the bits where Father Wilfred sees Father Tom in a and he's telling him to follow him. And then when the actual Black Barn sequences start at the end of the volume, it's really out there appropriate craziness. So I gotta admit, even though Royal City and City Defender didn't quite do it for me in the end, Gideon Falls does strike this kind of appropriate level of craziness for me, and I think that's really down to Sorrentino, someone who is really willing to go as crazy and as esoteric as Lemire himself. If you've seen some of the layouts that he's done in order to tell the story in his best creator own series, Sweet Tooth, then yeah, it's I think that the writer artist pairing in Gideon Falls is worth following. Now, even though it's history is telling me that it's probably not. I'm probably not going to be. I should probably hedge my bets, but I think I'm going to want to give Lemire the benefit of the doubt here. And keep following Gideon Falls to the end. However long it lasts. So because it's off to a good start, and like I said, the writer artist the feeling that I see in Lemire and Sorrentino working together. It's really great. And I hope it leads somewhere that's really fast, that's more interesting than his previous series did. So So fingers crossed, man. So John, it's like I don't know. It's like am I deluding myself here or whatnot?
I don't think so, but where did you get? Well, I don't see it on Amazon.
What really?
Oh wait, yeah. What? Yeah. Um. Yeah. Where did you get it from? Is probably a better question to ask.
Oh well, I still buy from Amazon. It's like as far as longtime viewers know, it's like I well I would love to proclaim that I am still totally in the tank for Amazon. That is just not true. It's like, in fact, I'm sure I've mentioned at some point that I get a lot of my stuff from cheapgraphicnovels.com.
Oh, cool. You know, I think that's the second time you've mentioned them on a podcast. Hey guys, if you're listening, money. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
So, do you know what you're going to be talking about next week?
Oh, well, it's like I may just, if I don't take advantage of like what's the sales on Comixology right now to talk about Brian Michael Bendis's run on Iron Man over multiple titles, I may just take a mulligan and talk about Ghost in the Shell Global Neural Network, which, well, let's just say I've got lots of, I've got a lot of classwork stuff in order to take care of before that. So hey, we'll see. So maybe Iron Man, probably more likely at this point, Ghost in the Shell, because it's only one volume, but we'll see.
All right, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, laters.
Bye.